So the relative formula mass is going to be for an ionic compound, and the relative molecular mass is going to be for covalent compounds. But how are you going to calculate it, right? For example, we have to calculate the relative formula mass of sodium carbonate, right? Now, sodium carbonate is an ionic compound. Okay, so we are going to calculate the relative formula mass, MR, right? So how do we calculate it? We're just going to say that the AR of sodium is 23, right? Multiply it by the number of atoms. There are two number of atoms, multiply by 2, right? Then before writing the next element, write down add plus sign. Then AR of carbon is 12 and there is only one atom of carbon, so multiply by 1. Okay. Then before writing the next element, addition sign. Then you're just going to say that AR of oxygen is 16 multiplied by, there are 3 atoms of oxygen, right? We're going to multiply it by 3. Okay, we are just going to do this total. So what we're going to get is going to be the relative formula mass of the compound, right? So what will be it should be 106. See, are you getting the same? Because now onwards, we are going to do lots of calculation, okay? With no unit, right? Because that's going to be the relative mass, right, girls? Did you understand? Anya, Tuba, and Rain?
Yes.
Yeah. So what about Vijay? I will just give an example by myself and I'll ask you to do by yourself as well. So now see, Vijay, what about the hydrated salt which has a hot water of crystallization? Like copper 2 sulfate is hydrated salt which is blue in color because of, water of crystallization. How are you going to calculate the, MR of these compounds? Let's do that. So for here, I'm going to say that again. Copper AR is 64, right? So I'm going to write down 64. There's only one atom of carbon, so multiplied by 1. Before writing the next element, addition sign, sulfur AR is 32, and there is only one atom of sulfur, so multiplied by 1. Okay. Then before writing the next element, plus sign, oxygen AR is 16, and there are 4 atoms of oxygen, so multiplied by 4. Right? Now here comes the problem. The students just get confused that what does this dot shows? Okay. So beta, you are just going to do addition sign with it. You do not have to do multiplication, right? So dot means add. All right. Plus, there are going to be 5 water molecules. Now, after 5, this thing you have to write on the bracket. Okay. Like 5, then in the bracket, like that's going to be multiplied, right? So there is going to be AR of hydrogen is 1 multiplied by 2 atoms of hydrogen, right? Then again, like simply we are going to do in the same way, plus AR of oxygen is 16 and there is only one atom of oxygen, so multiplied by 1, right? When you are going to solve it further, you should get beta like 64. One more thing, beta, when they are asking you to calculate and, in paper 4, you need to show the steps. You need to show that what are their values, right? Sometimes students put up all these values in the calculator. No, you need to show this, right? You should get 250 is the correct answer. All right. Did you understand about it, Bachut?
Why did we put H2O in a bracket?
Yeah, because Anya, this 5 water of crystallization, these are going to be multiplied by water molecules. Yeah, it's not being added. It's not 5 plus 18, right? It's being multiplied, right? There are going to be 5 water molecules. There are going to be 5 moles. We are just going to come to the moles as well. Okay, beta?
Can you explain this again?
Yeah, sure. See, I hope you understood this part. Did you get it?
Yes.
Right. Then here it comes dot. No? Dot means it's going to be added. The 5 water crystallizations are being added, right? So instead of dot, like for this dot, I just have, represented this with a plus sign. Okay? This plus. Then here comes 5 water molecules. So I wrote 5, right? Then after that, there is going to be water. All right? So after this, I just have to write down this in the bracket because there are 5 water molecules. Like you have to multiply the amount of water by 5, right? So you do not have to add it, right? So therefore, I have written in the bracket, okay? Because that is a common error done by the students. Just add this. ठीक है? So whenever you have water crystallization, 5 water molecules or 10 water molecules, you need to multiply that number by water MR. Okay? So here I have written this in the bracket. There is only one atom of AR of hydrogen is 1, so I wrote 1. Then multiplied by, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen, so I multiplied it by 2. Okay? Then before writing the next element, I wrote plus sign. Then AR of oxygen is 16, right? Multiplied by 1 because there is only one atom of oxygen. Okay? Did you get it, guys? I'm bringing Tuba, Anya.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you one more, example. Should I give the example or will you try by yourself? The same water crystallization. Try करोगे बच्चों?
I don't feel.
Should I erase it?
Yes.
So now see, you have to calculate MR of magnesium sulfate. So first of all, you just calculate aluminum oxide, the easier one. Okay, calculate relative formula mass of aluminum oxide. I am saying this relative formula mass. Why, beta? Why I'm saying relative formula mass? Anya, Tuba, and Ambreen. Why I'm saying this is relative formula mass, beta?
An ionic compound.
Very good, because it's an ionic compound. Excellent, right? Good. Calculate the MR of this compound, okay? I'm writing the relative atomic mass of aluminum is going to be 27. Relative atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Okay? Do let me know whether you get it.
$102.
Yeah, same answer.
Very good. Okay? Now let's try with Joe hydrated wala. Okay? So that's going to be magnesium sulfate dot 10H2O. Right? I'm writing the relative atomic masses on the board so that you should. So by the way, I hope everybody has, the periodic table print out at the back of the notebook or it's available, right? And because now onwards, we will be needing a calculator and the periodic table with you, right? It just requires the practice now. Shall in the next class, we're just going to start mole concept, okay? And it is interesting, it is easy if you understand, right? So magnesium is 24, sulfur is 32, and oxygen is 16. Hydrogen is 1. Okay, take your time. So,
$300.
very good, Anya. Tuba and Ambreen, did you come up with this or still doing it? It's okay, take your time.
Yes.
And you just try sodium carbonate hydrated salt dot 10H2O. Ambreen, have you done it, Betty?
Yes.
Did you get the same?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So, but even you could do in that way as well, that Mg 24 plus 32. Like if it's only one atom, so no need to multiply by 1, na? You could also do it as 24 plus 32 plus 16 into 4 plus 10 into 18, right? Because the MR of water is 18. है ना? Just do this last one, and then if you want, we could start mole concept now. Or if you wanted to do the practice of MR, that is also fine. All depends on it. Okay. So let's see. Sodium carbonate, 10 into. Yes, first did you get sodium carbonate? Hydrated salt?
What is the relative atomic mass of
Oh, sorry. Sodium is 23, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. Sodium is 23. Okay. I can write. Sodium is 23, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. And this one.
is it 286?
Very. Just this exercise, which I think we should do more in the next class. What do you say? Anna? So you just note down, you have to calculate the relative molecular formula mass or relative molecular mass of the given compounds, because I'm giving you ionic as well as covalent compounds, right? So when you will be solving what you do, let me, just recall, are you calculating relative formula mass? Are you calculating relative molecular mass, right? So you have to calculate the relative molecular mass of glucose, that is C6H12O6. Because because in the next one, like once keep on doing, calculating the MR of the compounds, right? The next is going to be ethanol, C2H5OH. Just give you 5. So the next one is going to be MgCl2, magnesium chloride. Fourth one is going to be aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 twice. Okay, aluminum sulfate, I'm just solving it for. And you could do ammonium carbonate. NH4 twice. Right? Okay. How are you going to solve, solve aluminum sulfate? Do let me know, girls. Sorry, have you all got 286 for sodium carbonate?
Yes.
Right. Wait. Let's solve aluminum sulfate first, and then you can just note down and I'll just end up the class. Okay. Now see, AR of aluminum is 27, multiplied by the number of atoms, it is 2, right? Before writing the next element, I'm going to write down sulfur is, actually now you could do this thing, okay, you could write down 3 outside and write down this in the bracket. Right? Or you could just write down AR of sulfur as 32. So again, multiplied it by, so it's going to be multiplied, okay? Plus AR of oxygen is 16, and then we have to multiply it by 4 3s are 12. Okay? Just recall it. Are you getting it, girls? Any problem in this for this sulfate?
No.
Or you could write down 3 outside, then 32 plus 16 into 4. You could have done it that way as well. Clear? Do you understand?
Yes.
7 into 2 plus 3 plus 16 into 12. Right. 340. Because we will also be calculating the, percentage by mass questions and all the calculations. So it all depends on relative formula mass, relative molecular mass, right? So I hope you understood, girls. Just note down basically these that you have to do as a homework. Okay. Element sulfate is okay. I just have to. Okay. Let me know once you're done. Okay. Take care and see you in the next class.